All right, I can open a beer. You know I gotta open up a Fat Tire, man. All right, guys, so before we get this video started, I just wanna thank everybody, Tyler over at Fat Tire, New Belgium, Under Armour, SCHEELS, Eli, just everybody who stuck together with me, Old Town. I mean, this trip it's been a trip, guys. We traveled 1,200 miles. It took us 22 hours to do a 17-hour trip. It was definitely a challenge when we got here because of the rain, the weather, and just because we were exhausted, right? It was a lot going on, and we tried to regroup. So as Eli was getting ready, I went out and tried to catch some fish. Didn't happen on the first run, but the rain ended up stopping that one and delayed us for a couple hours. We grabbed some really good food, and I went out for round 2 and had an amazing time, guys. Now, Michigan, this is my second time coming here, and I'm coming back with a vengeance, guys. Like, I want to catch big smallmouth, guys. I want to catch multiple ones. I don't want to just catch one. I want to go out and have an epic day, and that's what we're here to do. So we're staying here for 7 to 8 days just to make sure that we have one of those amazing days. So didn't want to make that too long. I do want to get into the tackle that we purchased before we came out here. We made a big stop at SCHEELS and just stocked up on all of the smallmouth gear that we thought was appropriate for this trip. Now, I have no idea what smallmouth love, but I do know that they are attracted to anything that is like a finesse bait, a small swim bait, and things like that. So I'm just gonna show you what I chose, and you guys can wing it from there, or you can leave comments down below letting me know what you used and what you suggest when fishing for smallmouth, because I don't want to just do this out in Michigan. I want to go out to Canada, I want to go out to Tennessee, I want to go to other places where smallmouth are just abundant, guys. So this is just my introduction to something that I'm getting addicted to, which is smallmouth. So let's get into the gear. Now, the first thing that I'm super excited to talk about is the Whopper Plopper, guys. Now, this lure has caught me so many fish. I am not kidding you, man. I've seen people catch giants on this. I've seen people actually catch, what are those things called? Peacock bass. I have a couple of videos on my Instagram showing you how to use this bad boy. I mean, it's just a straight retrieve, guys. It's nothing crazy, and the lure does all the work for you. It's a pricey lure, but this is gonna last you forever, and I'm not kidding you. I have one that actually lasts me for about, I'd say 3 years. So when I first got into fishing, I bought 4 of them, and I lost all 3. I lost all but one of them. So that one stuck with me forever. Even the hooks were good. So definitely have to have a Whopper Plopper, guys. And this small one works really good on rivers, and I've found that smallmouth, right, and YouTube videos and things like that, I've seen these guys destroy this guy right here. So I got a couple of those in some different colors just in case. And these lures, like I said, they're gonna last forever. I can fish these in creeks out throughout Texas and just have confidence that I'm gonna catch a fish on them. That size right there is really good. And there's another size I'm gonna leave down in the description. I don't know the exact name, but it's about the size of this box, guys. So Whopper Plopper, guys. So since we're on the topwater subject, I'm gonna try to do this as fast as I can, but it might take some time. Now, this Yozuri 3D pencil, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, 3DB pencil. I've caught so many fish on the bone color, and then they have a bass color as well, but I know smallmouth are attracted to chartreuse, so we were pretty adamant on getting things that had just at least a hint of chartreuse or a natural color. We didn't go crazy on our colors, guys, but this guy right here, I mean, it gets the job done. I'm gonna actually open it up for you so you can get a closer look. I got introduced to Yozuri really early into my fishing journey, and that bone color, I caught so many fish on it. The fish would completely jump out of the water for it. So I feel like this chartreuse one, I don't see people throwing this bad boy, and I feel like that guy will get smoked on any day. Oh my gosh. Jacob introduced me to the power baits. Now, guys, you've seen a lot of these power baits all over the market. You've probably seen them in the stores. In my opinion, I'm gonna say I didn't pick them up just because it said it had that scent on there. I was thinking this is more like a catfish, or honestly that the product was just BSing me, trying to get me to buy it, and I never bought it, guys. But when Jacob suggested it over at SCHEELS, I was like, okay, man, I've seen a couple of pros absolutely smash them on these, and I'm like, I need to start looking into more lures, guys. There's no need to just go out to the store and only buy, one brand, guys. Even if you're sponsored by, other brands, it is cool to, explore different brands, guys, and try different things. So I ended up getting I didn't even name this bad boy. This is the Flatworm. Now, this guy right here is a 4.5 inch. I caught, I'd say, about 17 rock bass on this today, on this bad boy alone. So I got different colors. I have just this natural, little bit of hint of like green in there. That's as closest to chartreuse that I could get. And boy, these things stink, man, but they're extremely durable. I got those in 2 different colors right there. And then also got it in this, you know, I don't even know what to call that, like worm color. What's it called? It's called white pearl. This is actually called the white pearl color. I like that guy. So these guys are just really nice and small. I just nose hook those bad boys and they do the job, bro. Another really cool one is these screw heads by Megabass. Now, you know Megabass, these guys have some pricey stuff, but these are only $6.99, guys, and it comes with 3 of them. So that's probably the cheapest thing I've ever seen Megabass make, and I feel like it's gonna catch you some big fish. So this is how I rigged it. I rigged it with a, you know, a nice little Kitech. When you're fishing that through the water, that's spinning, and I'm assuming that's causing attraction and dispersing water. And it's just something different, guys. It's just something that I feel like not a lot of people are throwing, especially out here, guys. And I actually ended up catching 1 smallmouth on this guy. So I have a lot of confidence in it. It looks good, and you know, it gets the job done. Again, I kept it with the chartreuse and a little bit of blue in there, and just kept everything natural and simple. Didn't go too crazy. So that's another one that we're throwing. Look at this guy right here. Now, you guys are familiar with the bellow sticks, or what do they call it? Bellow gills, right? Now look at this guy. Look at Junior right there, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know if they were just messing with me, but that guy is so tiny compared to just the original one. And believe it or not, there's a size up from this bad boy right here. So just something else to throw on that drop shot. Bass just destroy this guy right here. But again, I think it's just too much for a smallmouth when you're throwing it on the bed, or you know, trying to catch them pre-spawn. So that's another lure that I'll be throwing on the drop shot. I got so many things to throw on the drop shot. It's absolutely ridiculous. I got some other colors for you guys. I ended up getting this guy in a bluegill pattern, and then I got a different pack of chartreuse ones as well. So I tried to keep it all natural, guys. I didn't overcomplicate things, because when I'm traveling around, I want to make sure that all of these lures actually work as I travel around. So another one is going to be a shaky head. Now, this is the Ned Fry by 6 cents. You throw this bad boy in the water and it's going to float up just like that. Just another thing to throw on the beds for you guys. This is a great lure. I've used it for Ned rigs and Nico rigs, guys, and I'll show you exactly how to do a Nico rig later on in this video. But shaky head, guys, there's going to be bass out here. We're going to be chasing largemouth as well, so you definitely have to have a shaky head. I got those bellows gills that I can you know, use as a Texas rig as well, and then you can also use these for bass as well, guys. So there is bass out here. They'll definitely hit anything that you want to put on a drop shot. Look at that guy. Like, it has to get hit, guys. Even those appendages come apart just for a little bit more action. Bass and smallmouth will just destroy that. So again, I got so much stuff that you could put on shaky heads and drop shots. So that's basically what I'm fishing with, guys. I'm going to show you some other things, but don't overcomplicate it, guys. Finesse fish, Ned rig, drop shot, small swim baits, top water, and you know, you covered everything. It's the same things that bass would eat, but you just downsize everything, right? It's not complicated. Keep the colors natural. You don't have to go crazy. So let's get into the lures, guys. So what we have right here, oh my gosh, bro. That's why I can't have nice stuff, man. Like, golly. Yeah, this is actually the Shimano X-Sense DC. This reel is unbelievable, guys. We'll be talking about that a little bit later. I'll go into detail about this. I've already beat it up, and honestly, I'm ashamed about how bad I've beat this reel up, guys, but it is unbelievable, guys. Listen to this real quick. Just listen. That's the drag system. So not only, oh my gosh. So not only do you get that, you know, DC sound, you also get the drag system with it. It's just a hefty, what is it, 600 bucks, guys, and it's all yours. And then we got this bad boy on a G Loomis IMX Pro. I bought this out in Florida. Now this was my first legit purchase of a high-end rod, and I felt so good about this because when I went into the tackle shop, I had a guy actually walk me through exactly why I would want this rod and the details about it and his journey of purchasing expensive rods as well. So I went in there with a $200 budget and came out with a $700 budget, guys. But this rod is unbelievable, man. The sensitivity is there, and I'm definitely gonna dive into why you should at least purchase one expensive rod, whether it be 200 bucks, 300 bucks, or that really hefty $600 to $1,000. Now, I don't think I'll ever spend $1,000 on a rod or a reel in my life. It's just me personally, I destroy things too much, I break things so much, and just how you saw, I already hit this thing on the ceiling 10 times, just trying to show it to you guys. So I did have a little buyer's remorse just because I was like, it's so expensive and I know that I'm gonna beat it up, but I'm telling you, when I started fishing with it and I'm able to fish the entire day with confidence, I can go throw this with a Texas rig and things like that. You know, I'm not sponsored by this company at all. We've actually never even had a conversation or anything like that. I'm just being completely honest with you. Tactical Bassin ended up making a video about really expensive rods and why people purchase them and things like that. And he actually opened my mind to it. So I was like, maybe one day I will get an expensive one, guys. So another thing that I want to talk about was, we're not gonna get into the big dog, but so we got a Fuego here. Now, Jacob actually suggested this Daiwa Fuego to me, and I have caught so many fish on it that I honestly need a new one, guys. I beat this up to death, and it just still keeps making things happen for me. So let's see, we got this Dobbins, what is it, the Fury series, and apparently this is just one of Dobbins' most affordable series that you guys could kind of dive into if you want to get into the price of your things. So it was only $120, bro. 130, yeah. So I'm used to spending $100 on rods and reels. So just to spend that extra $30 to get something that's reputable and you know that it's a really good rod, I think you should make that purchase, guys. So if you're not gonna purchase anything in today's video when it comes to these two big dogs, definitely purchase this guy right here. Again, not affiliated with them. And for the price point, honestly, I think it's a great rod. This is the NRX, guys. Now, everybody who saw me checking out this rod, actually at the checkout was like, whoa, bro, like, you really gonna spend that guap, bro? And I'm like, I'm gonna do it, guys. Like, I do wanna dive into it. And what better way to do that than actually spend the money myself, go out and experiment with it and give you my honest opinion. When this rod touched my hand, I honestly felt like there was no transaction. I felt like he just gave me like $10. That's how light the rod was. It was unbelievable. I know the $10 reference was bad to a $600 reel or a $600 rod, but I'm just trying to say how light it was. As soon as this rod touched my hands, I was like, oh my gosh, bro. I've never in my life felt a rod this light, and I knew that it was gonna have the sensitivity. It was the perfect length. Like, as I'm holding it right now, it's just perfectly balanced in my hand, guys. Like, oh my gosh, man, I have so much confidence in it. Again, it looks sexy, it feels good. And then I have it attached with a Shimano Vanford, is that what you would say? Vanford. Oh my gosh, dude. Listen to that guy. Now, I know that's not the sell point, but gosh, Lee, man, when these smallmouth rip on this bad boy, it just feels so smooth. That drag system is great, and I love this reel. So again, I'm gonna give my honest opinion on it. I just purchased it, and that's what I'm throwing today. This is what I'm gonna be throwing my drop shots on, my shaky heads, Ned rigs, and things like that. Little small swim baits. Same thing with the Fuego. And then with the other big dog, I'll just be throwing my Texas rig things, trying to catch bigger bass and things like that. So I'm gonna pray that we catch big ones, right? So love you guys so much. Please hit that like and subscribe button, man. We're really putting a lot of work and effort into this content, and I would really appreciate if you go check out the Instagram and TikTok as well. We're grinding, guys. Hope you guys are grinding too. Don't stop, never give up, and I'll see you soon.